Hi there, everybody. We're live. Thanks for tuning in. I was a little bit late getting going this morning. Sorry about that. The uh, the time got away from me. I was out for a lovely walk in the Arizona sun this morning on Mount Eldon. That's the mountain real close to the city here. Some good hiking trails there with a good friend of mine. And I got home. I was like, "Oh man, live show! I gotta get cracking here." So we've already got a good number of you showing up here on the live chat. Thanks for being here early. We've got, so whose idea was it to call me Sneaky Joe? What's Sneaky Joe? That's not his name, Mr. Sneaky Joe. Raining, Lake Worth, Florida. Artist Diana. All right, cool. It's raining there. Is it rain season? Good morning, Leanne. Space Cookie. I love that username, Space Cookie. We're going to draw a dragon, and then I'm going to start painting the dragon. We won't just draw today. We'll draw to design it because, you know, I have quite a love for the imaginary creatures that we call dragons. You know, I grew up just like many of you, learning to draw by inventing my fantasy creatures and trying to put together body parts, making things that seemed inspiring to me. Reading the comments here, just seeing what's going on. I'm coming late to the conversation. It's like showing up late to coffee time with your friends. You know, you got to catch up with the conversation. Running to get his coffee. Yeah, well, I was bummed. The time didn't allow for me to get that second cup of coffee today, but hopefully that good walk outside will give me the energy that I might have otherwise had through caffeine. It's better for me, you know. I got to ease off of that. It's such a difficult thing to stop using caffeine when you're a creative person. It just lights up your brain, you know. Reporting from Illinois. All right, Mindy, welcome. Thanks for being here. And we've got Cleveland, 99 Treasures, Arts for Peace. We're tuning in from Pittsburgh. Southerners overcast in Southerners Carolina. Overcast over there. All right. Over in the east, it looks like we got some rainy weather. I wish that was here. Man, do I love water. That's why I paint it so much, because we don't have it here in Arizona. So this is what we're going to do. Maybe I need coffee then. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's addicting when you use it, you know, when you become a caffeine. It's one thing just enjoying caffeine, chocolate, you know, things like that make you like, you got a buzz going. That stuff hits me real fast, so maybe it's more of a rush when I do it. But enjoying is one thing. When you start using it, then you've got a problem, potential problem. We used to watch that TV show, Sherlock Holmes. There was a new series. It's Sherlock Holmes. I forget that famous actor's name. He's a real good actor, and Watson busted him using some drugs, and he was accusing him of drug abuse. He said, "No, I'm not abusing, I'm using. It's different." Okay, so I'm going to switch over. Let's cut to here, and I've got the whiteboard up. This is where I'm going to draw. So the first step for me is drawing the dragon. So what we're going to do is design the creature that I'm going to be doing, and I did not pre-think this. I had ideas going through my brain, of course, because I'm looking forward to this. But I didn't decide ahead of time exactly what this is going to look like. So this is genuinely my creative process here, and so I think I think that I'm going to start with designing like the facial features, the head. And so usually we model something off of what we've seen. You know, relatability. Relatability is important when you're designing things. I remembered I gotta put my phone on silence. We don't want any interruptions. So let's make a head. Let's make a head. And you know, with the head you've got a skull, right? So we've got circle eye sockets. We've got the front of the skull coming down, maybe some teeth like this, and then maybe the top of the skull going over to the eye socket. We've got parts. You know, we've got parts. Then you've got a cheekbone that creates a ridge that goes back like this, and then you've got a hollow area in the skull where there's like a temple right there. And then the jaw comes right up in here and attaches. So right away we can start imagining what is the shape of this creature. And so I can make a bigger chin like this, you know, or I can change the location of the eyes. And knowledge of parts, I think, is really helpful. So, you know, I just have a love for shapes and parts. So when it comes to designing something like this, you know, I notice a lot of repeating patterns where like we have a big canine tooth. Probably the biggest, longest tooth is going to look good if I put it right in here like that. Put another one under there, and then put the rest of the teeth coming back in here. And then we could put, you know, the nostrils. Do we put them up high or do we put them down low? I could put them like this and slope it like a monitor lizard. More reptilian if we do this, if we slope it down, put nostrils in there. But maybe more, you know, like there's just these different expressions with the way you do a snout. It's more like a horse if we do it here. Big nostrils up in the front. Now we've got a heavy breather, you know, so maybe this is a little more of an athletic creature now because it has big nostrils, and they're real expressive. I like nostrils. They're really, you know, big, heavy breathing. There's something special about horses. Have you ever thought about, I like incorporating the shape of horses when I'm thinking of, I don't know, fantastical creatures. They're so beautiful. Have you ever thought about how hard it would be to invent a new animal that looks as natural and balanced, the harmony of the shapes, how they work together? I mean, we base all of our ideas off something we've seen, but generating those ideas is really hard. So I find it best to just use what's already there and try to find new combinations, you know. So this is one idea. This is one skull shape. We've got kind of the basic canine skull pattern right here. That's an option. But another option is we could go like this. I'm going to draw from the other direction now. Let's go like this. We could do something a little more friendly, dolphin-y. Let's put it in an angle. So a dolphin would be like this. Here's a dolphin nose. We've got the chin coming down. And then the eye would be like right here, right there, and then the head would go. And so I really like the very friendly expression of something like a dolphin. The jawbone would be down here, and then we've got the eyebrow ridge coming across here, and it'd be fun to use that pattern, wouldn't it? And we could like, this is kind of how I feel a chameleon is. Like, that's a different kind of reptile. A chameleon has eyes that come down, and they really can look down. So I always notice with creatures that the way their structure is lets them have an advantage in some particular way. You know, so a creature that looks down a lot is going to have different eyeball orientation than a creature that, like us, that looks forward a lot. So I could do this. So let's try bigger eyes like this, down close to the mouth. We won't go exactly like a dolphin. We'll put a mouth like this and like this. And what I like about an idea like this is that it's untraditional You know, but we've got to have teeth. It's a dragon, so we need teeth. So let's put teeth in here like this. And we've got a bigger eye here. Let's put a little eyeball in there. And it's still probably a little bit friendlier of a face. Let's go maybe not quite as big on the head, because after all, it doesn't need to be underwater with a blowhole up on top. So we could go a little bit smaller on the head, but maybe still borrow that skull shape. Put an eyeball coming out down here. This thing can really look down. And that might be good for a really big creature constantly looking down on things. Then I could put some nostrils in there. Maybe nostril there, a nostril there. That's kind of an interesting creature, huh? Like this, teeth. Like that. Let's put a bigger jaw. Bigger jaw on that guy. And a neck going back. So, of the two, I want to know what you think, which direction we should go. I honestly don't know. What if we put ears here? I'm gonna look at the live chat and see what you're thinking. But what would ears look like? Put some dragony ears on this one, like that. Let's put some scales over the eyes, like this. Put some eye sockets in there. Okay, I'm just adding, a little bit of shadow to develop it. So I would say that this one, less traditional looking, less reptilian, but more potential to make friends because it doesn't look quite as scary. So tell me what you think of the two. Should we revert back to the first one, little more power and the jaw a little more long, aggressive face, a lot of snout, not as much head and eyeball? Or should we keep this one? Yeah, dolphin dragon's good. Have barbels under the nose. What are barbels? Never heard that word. Maybe looking down at the potential prey. What if it's friendly? What if it's looking down at a friend? Just the face or flying? Well, no, let's develop the body. Did you read anatomy books to learn this stuff? I just looked. It's all out there. I just look. And today with internet, it's just a Google search away, looking at anatomy charts of things. I always just tried to learn the parts, learn all the parts, so that I think that building something, like an imaginary creature, it really helps a lot to know the common parts. Like, let's not forget the bridge of the nose, the nostrils, this snout shape, whether it's short or long. There's certain things most creatures have in common, and it's helpful to just be real aware. But I put a good amount of time into studying dolphins and studying reptiles, so I have those two things ready to go. Easier to begin with the understructure or just do your thing? Well, there's a lot to be said for the planning, on this. When I'm trying to do an animal, I don't want to be redoing these decisions with paint. It'll take longer. So let's look at something like a side view. Let's put the two side by side. All right, so let's say we've got Dragon 1. No, 2. This is Dragon 2. Rounder head, lower eye, probably smaller eye, shorter snout, a dolphin's smile, like this, dolphin's chin, but a bigger jaw, maybe something like this, and maybe a nostril up higher like this, and let's put some teeth. Okay, I think it might look something like this from the side. Dolphin dragon. That is so funny looking. Like this, okay. And then we got ears on that guy. Let's give him a nice big jaw. I always feel like a dragon needs to have a big jaw muscle. So, you know, the size of this jaw is I feel it's a real expressive thing on a creature. I always find that little differences in curves, all the little curves and turns that make the outlines of things. When you're doing creatures, people, it makes a big visual difference. It's like an expression is really altered with the tiny change of where a line curves and where it's straight. Let's go like this and maybe a little bit more over. Like this, form his forehead. And this is valuable to me to go through this right here, like I said, because it'll eat up a lot of time trying to figure it out during my painting. Okay, mouth is going to be right here, big chin, and then teeth. Okay, side view. That is a weird looking creature. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that one. Let's put some eye socket marks. Maybe some scales coming down here. All right, teeth. What would he look like with his mouth open? Hang on, let's make the mouth open. Let's go like this and put his mouth going. You got to remember the curve. You know, there's a curve like this on most creatures. You know, so remember this downward slope. Maybe it has something to do with leverage or biting pressure or something. You know, but this curve I think is real helpful to include in there. So we'll have teeth like that, and I bet here, let's put the eye. Yeah, the eye is nice and low right down here, and then we'd have like it reminds me of a whale, and no surprise because a dolphin is kind of a whale. Okay, dragon 2. All right, we're doing more of a Komodo dragonish head. Big jaw, big powerful jaw. More traditional style to it. Big teeth. Yeah, we're just going to throw in some teeth right there. We're going to put a downward slanted eye like this. Just a basic reptilian face. Like this. And then we put a big powerful neck on him, like so. And put nostrils. If I really want it to look more lizardy, I'll put the nostrils a little higher right there. But like I said, we could go down here a little bit and change it up with some big nostrils toward the front, more dragony. Right there. Right here, let's curve this. Give him a little bit of an arch on his eye. Then we've got the forehead going up. I think if it went up just a little bit, that'd be cool. So let's bring the eye just a little bit higher. And go up just a little bit so he's got kind of a forehead. But not a lot. Not a lot. Let's go like this. Okay. I feel like if they battled, there'd be a clear winner here. Just my thinking. No. Longer, thin snout. You think? Let's try it. Longer, thinner snout. Let's bring it out like this. Let's go like this. Put the eye down lower because now we've got a smaller skull, and then put the nostril a little bit further forward. Okay. Longer, thinner snout. Scarier looking dragon, huh? There's a big muscle in here too. You can't forget this big muscle. Goes up and connects to that part of the skull there. This one might not have much ear, maybe just a hole back in here. Goes like that. Like that. I want to adjust this guy a little bit. Right now I like this one better. Better but longer. A longer snout than that, really? Oh man. I feel like we're going extreme now. Let's try it. Gotta bring that out. It's very crocodile-ish when you do that. When you do that long snout. Got a nice big chin. To me, a big chin resembles big chin resembles kind of power, you know, biting pressure, muscle structure. Kind of resembles power when you put a big chin on something. Okay. Well, this is one option here. All right. So then we've got this one. I want to do a little bit cleaner job with this. Sorry, I'm going to make a decision here about what we're going to do. We're going to just do a little bit of a curve on this, maybe just a little bit. Bigger mouth on that guy. And then we're going to put this eye in here. It's a little bit smaller on this one. Make a big head. Okay, we're not doing that one. No dolphin dragon, sorry. We're not doing it. Another day when it looks better. Okay, so whole body here. Let's put together whole body. All right. The dragon needs a big neck. Needs a big neck, so we're going to go like this. A neck coming down, gets bigger as it comes toward me. We're going to put the head right in here. So you can kind of create a geometrical shape. You know, let's say that this is the nose, and if the head looks like this from the side, then we can make it 3D by adding some of the forehead and snout, thinner at the snout. So see that geometrical shape? We shift it this way. And then if the jaw is another shape under it like this, we have the same thing there, and we might see a little bit of the underside. So we can turn this like that. So doing a dragon from an angle, I can imagine that geometrical shape and just put my lines of the mouth along that shape like this, and then put the eyes in place right here. Let's go like this and put this eye maybe over here. You barely see it because it's on that edge. And then we've got the snout here and the teeth in here like this. And then maybe we should just make the mouth open like this. And then that's coming toward us, you know, so we've got some form to it. I think I'm just going to go more traditional. And you know, if I think of things to develop on the head as I progress, then I'll just add those in there. So we got a head coming forward. We need a chest. So we've got parts on a creature. Neck attaches to a collarbone to a chest. So we can put the chest in place by putting that collarbone and imagining like a square shape for its body. And then I can attach the shoulders on there like this. Then we have the arms coming down here. And if you remember, not to go straight from neck to body and arms, if you remember the chest area, then I think you can make a more believable structure to a creature that way. So maybe there's a belly going down here like this. Now we've got the muscle under the shoulder. That'd be like a bicep. And then we have the arm going down right there. And so then there's some different forms you can take. This is a little more humanized because of the downward feel, but we could give it a little bit different skeleton structure by turning the shoulders upside down. So chest, we go right here, turn the shoulders this way. This is like a lizard. Then the arms, you know, it's like if you raise your arms way up that your shoulders go down. We could have that, and then the body would be up like this, transitioning into the neck. And then the arms go up and then down again, like this. We gotta, let's make a claw, another claw, like this. And then the chest comes down here. I guess I put that kind of far over. Let's put this arm coming a little bit further this way. There, see how those arms going up and then down again have a natural kind of reptilian look to it. Something that crawls on the ground. But the cool thing, I feel like this lends itself well to wings. I just like the way that looks. You know, little arms going up like that. I think it would look really neat to put wings kind of floating off of there like this. Put them in perspective. All right. Well, I think I'm going to get started painting. I'm going to do a head like this. And I think in my painting, I use this one. More real and real. Nice one. Wings have the claws. Oh, we should totally do that like a bat, right? You know, like it's another set of arms. It's kind of weird putting wings on a thing that already has arms because, you know, this usually we see wings as being the arms, so it seems excessive when you have 4 limbs plus wings seems excessive. So I don't know. I don't know if I would try to combine them or something to try to make it a little more, you know, the value of it is just trying to believability, just creating believability. It's not that I need it to be accurate to anything, but just relatable and fun when we're designing a creature. So that's what I'm thinking. Basic kind of reptilian head. I'm going to do that. And I think I'm going to come in from this side. If you've ever heard of the term artist bias, you know what my artist bias is? It is always drawing things from this direction. So I'm going to go the way I just drew. I always draw things coming in from this side. So like I'll put the animal coming in this way. I always put the head that way. You know, it's just the way my brain likes to think. I always do it like that. I think it'd be kind of cool to, I want to tell you an idea that I have. What if we put like a dragon in perspective right here, and then you can see its body going back here. Let's go like this. Put an eye, put the head up here. We've got its mouth kind of going down, up, put its snout, kind of going with the general shape that we did. Oh, I like that. I like the curve of the jaw right there. I like that angle. It's kind of horsey. I like horses. Okay, and then let's go like this. And let's do the eyes like this and a line down the middle. And then what I'll do, oh, I kind of like this to arch this way though. I like that arch better. What if I drew like a little person in here? Watch this. What if we drew like a dragon master right here? Okay, hold on. I think it's fun to combine the small and the gentle and the sweet with the big and the powerful. What if we did something like this? Wouldn't that be cool? And then I'll put it in this picture. A female master, yeah, because we have enough like masculinity features, big jaw, big rough face. You know, it's just I like the contrast of, you know, the feminine characteristics is smaller face bones. In case you wondered ever how to draw a difference between a more feminine looking or a more masculine looking face, face bones grow more on on a masculine face. So my face, you can see more sunken eyes. If you wanted to turn me into what looks more like a girl, you would make my eye sockets less deep, raise my brow up a little bit, and the squareness of the brow, the deepness of the socket creates a darker shadow. It also obstructs the roundness of the curve. Anyway, all my point is to say smaller bones, smaller jaw, smaller bones, not so deep sockets, feminine feature. But we have a lot of the more masculine feature on Big Dragon. So contrast makes you appreciate both things in a painting. It's like, oh, cool, we have the two things offset, and I think that'd be kind of a fun thing to put in this picture. Might be hard to paint though. Oh, so you like to balance the painting? Yeah, I do. Yes, that's perfect. Okay, and then we'll put the body. You know, if you can get perspective dialed in, you can put so much information in a picture with very small things. Body goes further and further back. If it's huge, if this is a huge creature, then, you know, we might have the chest right here, like so, and it might not need to take up a lot of space if that looks really far away. Then it'll look big. It won't look disproportionate if we get the perspective in there. So we've got a neck like this coming way forward. We've got a body in here like that, and then we could put the body curling back so we can see it in the picture, because that's going to be a real struggle, is finding a place to put all that body of this dragon. So, you know, put the sides of a big dragon going up in here like that, and all we got to do is add atmosphere to make it go way back into the picture. And then we could put the wings on it. You know, maybe the wing could just go up off the picture, maybe alongside of the body. Maybe this wing kind of wraps back. I don't know. I'll think about it after I see it in color. So I'm going to take off this. We'll take off this board, and I'm going to put this scene right over the top of my the one we painted a couple projects ago. Okay. So I'm thinking that this will be a fun background, you know, fun background, like a magical world. But I've got to put the dragon in here, and then think about what I want to do for the back. I think I'm going to want to adjust background, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe adjust the picture. I got to give, if I put that girl in here, I got to give her a place to stand. So maybe like here is like a rock shooting off of that little corner with the flowers and stuff. Maybe she's standing up on a peak like Lion King. Like Lion King, they have Pride Rock. Put her up on Pride Rock. The claws should be bigger for the legs. Yeah, all right, we can make big claws. You can never put the whole body. So I want to just tell you something I've learned. As artists, we want to put everything. You've seen me do it. You've seen me just try to put everything into a painting, and it ruins the painting. You know, you really just have to choose, what is it about, you know? We pick a piece of it. The designing process is fun. We're going to design what this thing is. It's fuel for imagination, but, you know, you're like, well, I want to see the tail. I want to see the wings. I want to make awesome wings like this. I want to make claws like this. Well, you've got a diagram when it's over, not a piece of art. Yup, cluttered. Yeah, Aaron knows. You want to know something funny about this? See this moon? I got tricked. Who was it that told me to put a crescent moon in at the last minute? I have the light going like this down here across the painting. Look where I've got the rocks lit from. Do you see how the light is on the left side going down this way? Well, if that was the case, if the light was going here, this would be like the opposite. This shadowed side would be what's lit up. It wouldn't be a crescent on this side. That says that the sun is like, it's like way that way. I went opposite. It's like my brain went backwards. You know, I get good results from so many hours behind the paintbrush, but these little blunders always happen to me. One time a little 7-year-old girl looked at my painting when I was painting in the hospital. I'm pulling the lids off my paint. I'm not just talking, I'm getting to painting. And I made a little pirate ship in the distance. And the flags were blowing the wrong direction. I had the sails going this way, the flag blowing that way. And man, she caught that. She's like, why did he put the flag backwards? So I just left it. I thought it was such a good story. I was like, I'm going to leave that flag blowing backwards because I just appreciate so much the story behind this that I got busted by a little 7-year-old. We forgive you. Yeah. I know. Hey, let's not forget what we're doing this for. I do that all the time. Yeah. Okay. Maybe maybe I'll set the stage a little bit. It's gonna be nice. You know what you see all this clutter on it. You know what happened? I put the last painting over this and then just primed the canvas. It soaked through. So that wasn't good. I destroyed this. Unnecessarily destroyed a pretty painting. That's okay because I was going to put a dragon on it. Let's put the dragon in place like this. I want room. If I put it right here, now I've got a bigger surface. Now we're not just on the whiteboard. So if I do similar sizing, I mean, I've got plenty of room to put lots of picture in here. And so I can just zoom the camera in order to get the details so that you can see me painting the details on this thing. But it's fun working on a big canvas so that I could put a lot of it in the picture. Now I'm deciding where I want to stage this, because if I want that cute little girl figure to be petting this dragon on the nose like it's her horse, then I'm going to want it to be close enough. I want to think about where I'm going to put her standing. So I'm thinking right here. She's going to be like towering over. I'll still be able to see my pretty waterfall and stuff if I put like a big rock going out here. She's standing here. Dragon's coming in here. All right, let's do it. Let's put the head in place, and right now I'm just going to give myself some three-dimensional light and shadow with black and white. So people have asked me for it. Do you do an underpainting? Well, in this case, I'm going to do an underpainting just so that I can visualize what I'm doing, not because I need to layer things. You know, underpaintings traditionally maybe are thought of as a way of gradually layering onto a base set of shadows in order to achieve something special with color and value. But no, not for me. It's just the sketch. It's my template. And so that's the purpose this is going to serve for me. So I'm putting white on, and then I'm going to grab some black, and I'll put the mouth. It's easy for me always just to start with the mouth. So I had the jaw like this. I had that top kind of curving, a curved shape to the snout. It comes down like this on the front. Maybe we'll go a little bit further back on that jaw. Put the eye right in there. Put the top of the head like here. Back of the head up here. Like that. I think that'll be good. So let's put a little more shadow. Start really seeing this come together. Let me refer to my whiteboard. I've got the eyes a little bit higher. That's what makes it look horsey, is the eyes are higher in relation to the mouth. You know, it looks real lizardy if you put the eyes down over the middle of the mouth. So here, I got the eye way down there. If I put the eye up here, I'm going to have more of that tameable spirit to it. There's so much expression in these proportions, you know, stuff you choose. I've noticed with eyes, when I do eyes, I've noticed that a downward slant on eyes is so common among the animal world that they look wild. My perception of slanted eyes is more wild. So if you've got more slanted eyes, I'm just going to be honest with you, you look more wild to me. And that's a cool look. You know, it's good. Like my dad has eyes that are more slanted this way. If they slant this way, it's a more kind, tameable, friendly kind of look, less wild. You know, I just noticed that. And so you can manipulate expression once you key in on these patterns. Of course, you know, maybe it's just me that interprets it that way, but that is what it looks like when I look at it. So if I want a more wild looking creature, I'm going to make sure I get that slant. Like this, slant it down. Let's put a shadow right here. Going down to the nostrils that I put maybe like right in here. Right there. And maybe another one right in here. And I'll put the snout a little bit flatter than what I would do on maybe like a horse. You know, we'll flatten out the snout a little bit, but we'll still give him real good sized nostrils so that it looks like I want to feel like if he was breathing, you would just feel the breath blasting you. I want that feel. So I'm going to make significantly sized nostrils on that guy. Like that. Let's go up here and make the head going back. Okay. And then this is going to be a concaved area behind the eye. And so I'll leave a little more shadow on that. It'll be brighter up here, going across the eye right there. Cheekbone. Cheekbone is a cool thing to have. And so I'm going to put some shadow. You know, I'm going to put shadow maybe like just barely coming right here. Like that. Let's put a little bit of a concave where it takes a more sudden downturn. This is like designing a car. Have you ever noticed that fast cars seem to be designed after skull shapes? Tell me if you disagree. That's what all the lines, all the curves, the way they go down, the way they slope on the top, it's a skull. I want to see what you have to say about that. I think Joe's going more a more gentle, younger looking master. Yeah, totally. That's what I want. Gentle. Because of the contrast. I want the contrast. And I love the, not just the contrast, but I love the relatability of how we appreciate. We look to the features that we don't possess. We look for those in others. And so just the meaningfulness of the dragon in the small girl and the small girl in the dragon, you know, it's like the appreciation. That's why I like my wife so much. She possesses all the features I don't. So, you know, it's like a relationship. There we've got a cheekbone, we got the mouth coming down. And I just want this head to look, I want it to look reasonable, maybe a little tameable, but I want it to look like it can crush. It can just bring total destruction in a second. I got to have that feel. So I got to really boost up the jaw muscle and even open the mouth just a little bit and bring the chin down like this. And then I'll make the teeth showing in here. Longest teeth will be right about there. Put teeth right in here. Small teeth right in here. And then let's zoom in a little bit. Boy, it's looking like kind of a scary ghost corpse dragon at the moment, isn't it? Oh, whoops, I'm trying to focus. Let's focus the camera so you can see what I'm doing. All right. I want to put a little more black in here. Let's really bend this line like this, down on the jaw. Needs to go under, across, maybe just a little bit lower. A little bit lower right there. And I want some shadow. I want some shadow in between the teeth here. Just to get a feel for it. I just want to get a feel so that when I start adding the color in, I'm feeling more confident. Because when I'm trying to do anatomy on something, you know, it calls for a lot more adjusting and the paint starts piling up. So maybe we've got a big tooth right there. Let's put another one behind it. Let's put the lower canines. Seems like they're usually set back. You know, the only thing like I said, I don't like to stand in the way of good creativity. So I reference, you know, normal patterns that I see in nature only because they have familiarity, they have relatability, so that when someone sees it, it immediately translates to some association in life that you've had before, rather than, I mean, I could make just a flying saucer and say, there's my dragon, and come up with some wild explanation on why that is actually a dragon, but it's not going to be relatable to very many people to do that. So, you know, relatability, that's why I think it's valuable to have the familiar structures that I see in other animals, is because that's what it creates. So I did a highlight on that to bring that tooth out like that. There's so much expression to be had in the three-dimensional shape you add with shadows, not just the outline that you have on a form. Same is true with people, faces. Let's put a chin coming down a little bit further. What do you think, beard? I'll let you decide. First comment wins it. Beard or no beard? Let's go down here. I'm going to put a little more shadow in here. Really make this mouth open. Like that. It's like a smile combined with a frown. Such a melancholy thing. No beard. Oh, beard. No, beard came in first. Sorry, beard wins it. Wait. Oh, man. We got all... Hold on. Let me back up. Let me see. Edge of the waterfall. That's so true. What about barbels? Barbels. Okay, you got to tell me again what barbels are. Will he have horns? Oh, I think it needs horns. It's a dragon. These are the bones that you will build on the muscles. Okay, I'm looking for who was the first. Beard what came in first by Chad Cox. Beard came in. It's going to have a beard. Okay, so we're going to put a beard right down here. And let's put it like, I want to make it like, not like a hairy beard, but like barbels. Oh, I love that word. Okay, let's go like this. Very spiky things, you know, like I heard technically a rhinoceros horn is hair, so maybe this is a similar kind of thing. Okay, we're gonna put big fat thingy-majingies coming down like that. Oh yeah, there we go. I think that's gonna be cool. I don't want to leave a bunch of texture on this painting, so I'm just gonna give it a squash with my hand to get the excess paint off, because I got a lot of painting to do on top of it. Okay, jaw, and we've got the eye like this. I'm almost done putting this thing together. So up in here, let's put the folds of the skin behind the neck. Put the neck going up like this. And the neck is going to kind of arch. I love the way a downward arched neck looks. So we're going to arch the neck down, going back to something here. So, well, hang on. Right here, see what I'm doing? I'm going to go. Just put some kind of arch on the neck. Going back here like this. And then horns. Horns. Very good. Very good thoughts. Let's put horns right up here behind the eyes, like they would appear on any other horned canine creature. Maybe right up in there. And then we're going to need room for ears. I'll just put the ear behind it. We'll just do it like that. Okay. Then if I just highlight this jaw, that brings it out. Big powerful jaw coming up here, big powerful jaw behind the eye as well, going up across the temple. Then I'm ready to start filling this in with some color. Let's go. Which way should these turn? Let's go that way. We can make them curl like a ram's horns. Would that be cool? I want to do something different. Let's make them like that. Let's make it like that. Let's put the tip of the horn going here, then it goes back right here. Let's curve these lines so we can start visualizing that three-dimensional form. Yeah, it kind of does have a spiral to it. I guess that is kind of like a bull or a ram, the way it is, but it's a good look. No need to reinvent the best look for a horn, huh? Okay, so let's go like this. Now we got to do it going the opposite direction. Okay. I had to think that one through. Okay, let's go like this. Go up like this, and then it curls and goes like that, except this one goes behind. We're going to go like this. That one's on top, curls away, then goes under. Like this. Yeah, awesome. Awesome, I like that. Okay. Well, I think it's time to start adding some color. So, let's think about this. Oh man, yeah, I'm liking the shape of the dragon. Liking the shape of the dragon right now. We're gonna put an eye in there, and so I got to decide color. I mean, I'm just thinking right now, it's really not much different than black and white, darkish, grayish, but I can get some real good edge lighting effect if I don't go too gray on the middle, make a little brown so that I get more gray as it goes around the edge. Looks like a happy dragon. Yeah, I agree. Looks kind of happy. Tamed by gentle nature. Yeah. All right. I think I'm scrolled way up on the chat. Hey, thanks a lot. Canado Daniel, thank you, thank you. They're saying barbells. No, I don't think so. Like on a catfish, right? Okay, yeah, like on a catfish. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It just made sense to me. Barbels must mean like thingies. Dreadlocks. I like dreadlocks. Dreadlocks would be very dragony. Horrible. Scary. Oh, one person says happy, one person says scary. Of course, they could be the same. They could be the same when something looks like it's happy to have you for dinner. So we can relate those two things. A red dragon. Red? You think red? Let's see what we can do with color. Let's go like this. I want dark colors. So I'm going to start with some brown. Like this. And brown. It's maroon. It's rust. It's the color of rust. It's that same thing I used in all these rocks. And so then I'm thinking that I want to have, what do I want to put in here? I want to put some shadow. Let's just start developing some shadow in here. Right between the eyes, up like this, over the horns. And then we got to make like some scale patterns. So let's just put some shapes in here right away, like this, kind of like a snake. We're going to have a pattern of plates on top of the head, like this. And then I don't want this to be, I mean, red might be cool. Let me try red. Maybe we should just make it multicolored. Let's go like this and put these little reddish highlights in there. Maybe a little bit of a white, because this is going to be my upward facing. Here's some brighter red. Let's just see what red looks like. I'm not against it. Red, right there. I always just build my deep spots and then bring the highlights out on top of it. Okay, so here I'm going to put kind of like this diamond shaped plate right here. Then we'll put another one here. We're going to put some others over the eyes right here, like that. And then we'll put highlights right in here. We've got my maroon. I'm trying that as just a base color. I'm going to use some orange up in here. Here's what I'm going to do. I think it'll be cool to have more orange colored dragon here. It turns to yellow up here above the eye. So we're going to have these plates going out and over the eye like this, over both eyes with more of my yellow color. And then that color is going to get less and less yellow and more red as it goes down this direction. So we'll take this, fade it up into there, bring this, fade it down into here, and then we'll put a lot of red down here like this, and then put black. We'll put black on the nose. I think a black nose will look cool. So let's put black down here. But after we get the color, then it's time to address brightness. So I can't go pure black, or else I won't see any of my details that I need to create with shadows. So let's go like this. Okay, now while that paint is still wet, your battery is running low. Hang on. My laptop's about to shut down this whole thing. I forgot to plug it in. Give me a second. Let's bring this cord over. Whew. Okay. We got it. Got the cord plugged in. Okay. While the paint is still wet, I'm going to start doing some highlights. So nostrils right in here, like this, and there's this natural shape to nostrils like this. Go down here, put a little bit of light on top the nose, kind of develop the patterns of these plates a little bit. We'll put one in the middle, make them splitting apart right here, like that. Then we'll put some light, make the nostrils look more wet like this. If we put a little bit of a highlight right there, we can get a more of a reflective look on that nostril. And then I just got to put some black inside right here, and let's make it go to red as it comes out like this. So we got red there. Maybe we'll put a little bit of that maroon color as well, and then I'll just fade that into black to get a shadow up inside the nose hole right there. And then we've got a shadow under it as well. So this is kind of the lower ridge going across. And then we've got the lip. Okay, I feel like I can work with that. Got these plates going across the top. I'm going to put a little bit more light on top of here. And so I'm thinking right here, we do a little bit of a highlight on both sides. And I want to make like a lighter, thinner ridge that comes right down the middle. This is what I'm thinking, because I want this to look like it has a big narrow ridge going across the top like that. Got to kind of bend this here. Let's get a little bit more light right here. There, see the way I'm just keeping the light right up on top of that ridge. It's just creating the shape of the snout. Error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth stream. Sorry, we glitched out there for a minute. Start streaming. That's good. Okay, sorry.